Hey, Stitching Post family, how are you doing? Guess what time it's for? Hey, Mary, what's sewing down at the post?
Hi, Robin.
Hey.
This week, this Saturday, Friday and Saturday, we're doing, and I'm going to get the name wrong, Rockin' Robin's Holiday House Party. So
Close enough.
We hope you'll come. The sewing class is actually almost full. I think there might be a slot or two left. Take a look. That's on Friday and Saturday, where we're making an apron, a cute little holiday baking apron, and showing you the NX7 Juki machine. It gives you a chance to try out a new machine, because what's better than gifting yourself for Christmas with a new sewing machine? The next one, and it's at the same time, Friday and Saturday. The sewing class has specific times, but the embroidery class is a make and take, come and go as you wish. Just come when you feel like it. Do sign up for the day so I know how many kits to cut. But that one is a little ornament. We're going to embroider in the hoop a little ornament. It's cute as a dickens. And it's a fun chance if you're curious about machine embroidery and you'd like to give it a go. It's your chance to give it a try or to learn the technique. And Jackie will be doing that with us. So on the Stellaire. So here's your chance to use if you're thinking about upgrading. You have a smaller machine. You have an underpowered machine. It's a really great chance to give it a go. And that's what's sewing at the post this weekend.
All right. Matter of fact, Miss Jackie is going to be our brother sewing coordinator. We're going to have Stellaire. She's going to be there helping. Be sure to say hi to Jackie. She's watching us right now. So anyway, I decided to make my dad a quilt, and it was so cute. And he looked at me yesterday, and he said, "You know, Robin, I don't deserve this." But you know what? I said, "Dad, yes, you do." And that's the beauty about giving somebody a quilt. They do deserve it. That's why we do it, because we love them. But I had all these questions, and I was cornering Mary this morning. So I thought, I was asking all these key questions, and she said, "Hey, Robin, why don't we take what you're asking and share it with all the customers out there?" Hi, Gail. Hi, Nancy Wood. Let's see who else is. Thanks for everybody for watching. But I wanted to turn this around. So we had some key things that I was asking this morning, and Mary is going to help us out with that. So Mary, the biggest thing about this quilt is the first thing that we're going to talk about, and I'll let you take over because you're the expert.
What's the thing? So you wanted to know about the finishing. And
yes.
If you know me, you know that that's really where I'm invested in the quilting world. Is
yes.
what I call the art of the finish. I'm really invested in how we finish all these beautiful quilts. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is backing and choosing it.
Okay.
I personally like my backings to be a little crazy. I like interesting backings. I like knowing that my quilt is two-sided. I've got a beautiful piece quilt on the front, assuming I did a good job, a beautiful piece quilt on the front.
Don't look too close at mine, please.
And on the back, I have something interesting too. Now that serves an aesthetic purpose. It also serves a lovely functional purpose, inasmuch if I am not an expert quilter, whether that's on my domestic machine or a long arm, if I'm not an expert yet and I'm insecure about my quilting, I like to choose a really busy back. It hides a multitude of sins. And so I might choose a backing that's really chaotic and kind of fun and crazy, because nobody's going to see my stitches on the back. Extra wide backs are awesome. If I have a really big quilt, I can buy an extra wide backing of 108 inches. And we have a nice selection of 108 inch
I'm showing this now.
Extra wide backs.
Let me go here and kind of give the home audience a good selection. And when she says wild, she's not kidding. But what's so cool is we took these wild prints on some quilts that Mary did, and you can't even tell those wild prints are on the back. And I'm talking those very loud colors with this beautiful old-fashioned. And Mary thought we were crazy.
How fun to put a cape on the back, backing on something. You can also piece your extra wide back. And that's, we've got 45-inch wide fabric. I can choose from the line, or again, I can choose something complementary or contrasting. And for me, I'm going to choose something that has a decided print to it that kind of hides any tension problems, or if I backtrack too much or something like that. So, and then I just piece it together. If I'm using a long arm, it is important that I purchase my backing fabric so that my seams run horizontal across my belly, across that frame. If I'm doing it on a domestic machine, if I'm finishing on a domestic, that is not an important, that's not an imperative. The other thing is how much. Obviously, it needs to be at least the size of my quilt. And again, if I'm in a long arm environment, I like a lot of excess fabric. If you think about it, my backing is the stage that all my art is going to be displayed on as I'm working. So I like a lot of extra, maybe 8 inches too much more. So length times width plus 8. I'm sorry, length plus 8, width plus 8. That's what I meant to say. On my domestic, if I'm quilting on my domestic, I really only need a couple of inches extra. And by the way, if you are if you are quilting on your domestic and crawling around the floor is a problem for you, just call up and schedule some time to come in, and we'll push some tables together for you and help you make that quilt sandwich so you don't have to crawl around on the floor. Also, if you didn't know, we rent our long arm. So you're welcome to come in. Well, you're going to take a class first, and then you can finish your quilts on the long arm too. The next thing, so I've chosen my backing. The next thing I have to choose is my batting. And we carry Quilter's Dream batting, which is a dream, if I can steal their words.
So we get a great selection in all different sizes, in all different kinds.
So how I choose my batting. First, I choose Quilter's Dream. If I want my quilt to be particularly squishy like Grandma's quilts, I choose 100% cotton because it has a greater percent of shrinkage. It gives me that squishy, lovey feeling. If I'm doing a lot of quilting and I like my quilt to stay puffy, then I'm going to choose something with a higher polyester content. It may be a blend of cotton and poly, and that's kind of the best world, is an 80-20 blend or a 70-30 blend. Gives me the best of both worlds. I have that great loft. I still get a little shrinkage. If I really want it to be puffy, or I really want my quilting to show up, then I double bat, and I put a stable batting on the top and on the bottom and a lofty batting on the top. And then there's always, for baby quilts and things that are really I want really drapey and lovey, I like to use bamboo. So I choose my batting based on what job I want it to do in my quilt. What's its purpose? And then the last thing I have to choose is thread. So this is a quilt with a lot of content, a lot of contrast.
Yes.
I've got brights, and then this solid black. By the way, I didn't say this. If I'm quilting this, I'm choosing a black batting. Just in case there's any bearding, it's not going to show through. And I'll order a black, I don't carry it in the store, I don't keep it in the store, but I am pleased to order a black batting for you if you're doing an all black quilt. Now, how do I choose thread? My first question is, what is this thread doing for me? Is it going to serve a functional purpose? Is it going to serve an aesthetic purpose? Or is it going to do both? Is my quilting going to cross motifs like this? Am I going to do an edge-to-edge design so that thread needs to cross from black to orange to blue, or in here across all of these? If it does, the color I'm not choosing is black. Because if I take this thread and puddle it over this kitty, as if I had quilted, you can see really quickly that it brings the vibrancy of the color of that fabric down. So I don't want to choose a black thread as an all over. What I might choose is a variegated thread. And we carry, as you may know, we carry Isocord, we carry Omni V, which is a beautiful variegated thread. I'm going to choose something in high contrast, and I'm going to be careful with the designs I choose. I don't want a lot of backtracking. I'm going to keep my designs open and fluffy, as it were. If I can think about that, I feel like there's probably a better word to use. But and that way, my variegated thread gets to be part of the aesthetic, part of the artistry of this finish. If I don't want my quilting to show so much, I might instead choose to do more custom quilting. Then I'm going to put the black where the black belongs, the blue thread where the blue belongs, and that sort of thing. And I think when I asked Robin what tools she was going to use to finish her quilt, she tells me that she's going to do it in the hoop. So because she's doing it in the hoop, she's able to isolate very easily this shape that she created in the hoop. She already has that design made for herself. So now she can create and use, like isocord would be beautiful here. Use isocord and fill her little kitty with, say, a stipple, and then use black isocord and fill her background.
Yes.
And that will bring the kitty forward and push the background back. And it's a great way to do that. So we'll be working together, I hope, trying to bring this little kitty quilt into fruition. And I hope that's helpful.
Yes.
In how you decide your products.
And I'm going to say, Mary, all of these kitties, the different ones that I did, are from our I did some of this from our fabrics, but these are from our fat quarters that we sell here, the beautiful blues and purples. But this was all done on the Stellaire.
Cool.
Yes, and so I digitized this. I digitized this in PE Design. A lot of you remember when I went. I was on Angela Wolf's show, and I did the little Sunbonnet Sue umbrella ladies, and that was so cool. But this is from my dad. He's a cat nut, and so I had this panel that I bought several years ago from a little shop out in El Reno, and I just thought this was so bright because my dad has dementia, and of course his thyroid doesn't work. So I thought when he's on blood thinners, so that's why I chose the polyester. So it would be very warm, of our Quilter's Dream Poly. And what's really cool is that he can just throw this over himself and it's going to keep him warm. And I'm telling you, who in the world could be sad looking at this? But what I plan to do here in these black sashings is take the outline of this cat and use my software to change this to a straight stitch outline with stippling inner. And it's going to be really cool. But I'm very excited. But Mary was so kind because I was like, how much yardage do I have to buy? And what should I use? And she said, why don't we take these questions you have? And because every time I do a quilt, the first thing I do is I corner Mary and the girls and play 20 questions. Because I love to quilt, but I don't do it as... These girls do it every day. I mean, they're on top of it. But we have a great selection of fabric. We've got some great machine specials coming this weekend. Now, let's say you want a free motion quilt on your own machine, because I do like to do my own quilt, because they'll all try to steal my quilt from me and do it for me, because they know, and I'm like, nope, I'm doing the whole thing. And so, but one of the things that we're offering, can you tell us a little bit about the viral Westerly ruler class? Virtual, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that one.
No, but I was going to bring it up because we were talking about quilting.
Free to you. By the way, this weekend's events are free to you, and this one also is. December 1st at 1 o'clock is a virtual Westerly ruler, beginning ruler work with Kate Quinn. And it's a great class. If you are finishing quilts on your domestic machine and you want to learn how to do rulers, this is a great opportunity to you. It is virtual, so you can stream and watch it from home. You do have to sign up. So if you'll go to our website, and you'll see on the main page, on the calendar page for this event, it says click here to register. And it'll take you to a website that you need to register to. Or on. Once you've registered, then you're signed up. If you live in a place where you don't have a lot of bandwidth, you are welcome to come here in the store, and we'll be streaming it here in the store as well.
Awesome, that's great.
It is live. It's not recorded, so you got to catch it. I'm sorry, Robin, I can't remember. Is it available after? I don't remember.
Is it available for 30 days?
I think it's available
if
for
you
a few
sign
days.
up, though.
But you have to sign up.
Yeah.
And I'll verify that. I should have checked.
That's
that
okay.
already.
We have a little bit of time before that comes
that
up.
Westerly event is December 1st from 1 to 3 with Kate Quinn. And then starting next year, we have a whole series of national educators streaming classes on finishing on your domestic machine.
Hey, Mary, we got a great... Thanks, Gail Stafford. What a great question. We've got a great question. We love great questions, don't we, Mary? Is there a Westerly class for long arms?
Well, there is a ruler class, not Westerly. That's a brand. Here's what I have coming up in the ruler work. Every first Tuesday is long arm fundamentals or basics. Every third Tuesday is the pro stitcher one, and every fourth Saturday of the month we do ruler of the month. Starting in after the first of the year, 2021. I'm going to do a reboot of some of our old rulers, some of the ones we've carried all along, and haven't had a fresh look at it. So imagine, if you will, and this is for long arm or domestic quilters, taking a single ruler set and designing blocks, borders, sashing, whatever, using a single set of shapes. And so that's coming up after the first of the year also, probably February for that class. I don't know why my mask won't stay up.
All righty. Oh, does anybody else have any great questions out there for
Gail.
Thank you, Gail, for that question. Does anybody else have any questions or comments that you'd like before we jump off of here? Well, Mary, I want to thank you. You're always such a treasure trove of information, and I appreciate you taking all my 50 questions this morning and let me share it with all my 8,000 little friends on here. So, anyway, thank you from everybody. You even got some hearts.
Aww.
All right. Anyway, this is Robin Hill, owner of the Stitching Post, saying, God bless and thank you for letting us part of your world. I know you have a lot of things going on and lots to do, and we appreciate you being part of it and joining us here. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to contact us on Facebook Messenger. We'll be glad to get any if you have any questions or anything. But we have some great events. If you want to learn how to free motion and take some basics, you can watch from the comfort of your home if you go and sign up and register. Or like Mary said, you can come eat some popcorn and hang out here with us. We don't care. But anyway, listen, stay safe and be blessed. And once again, thank you for joining us today.